The Commission on Elections First Division has spoken. Bongbong Marcos may still run for president in the May elections. But the petitioners say they will raise the case up to the Supreme Court if needed. Greg Gregorio has the rest of the story.
Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. is still qualified to run for president. This is the verdict of the First Division of the Commission on Elections on the 3 petitions to disqualify Marcos Jr. from the 2022 presidential race. In a tweet Thursday night, COMELEC spokesperson James Jimenez said that the division dismissed the consolidated petitions of the Akbayan Citizens Action Party, Abu Bakar Mangelen, and Karma, or campaign against the return of the Marcoses and martial law headed by Bonifacio Ilagan due to lack of merit. The group intended to disqualify Marcos Jr. from running for his failure to file his income tax returns from 1982 until 1985. They say this is a crime of moral turpitude. The group added that this makes him perpetually disqualified because of his conviction with the 18-month penalty.
Napakalinaw nung sinasabi ng batas at yung batas na yun mismo, incidentally, ay tatay din ni Bongbong Marcos ang pumirma. Diba? Sa batas na ito, sinasabi that anyone convicted of tax evasion, kasama sa kanyang penalties ay yung perpetual disqualification from seeking public office. Medyo mahirap paniwalaan yung sinasabi nila Bongbong Marcos na hindi nila to alam, hindi sila aware dito.
But the COMELEC First Division says the accessory penalty of perpetual disqualification is not stated in the decision of the Court of Appeals. They add that the CA's decision also did not state the said 18-month penalty of imprisonment. The First Division is also not convinced that Marcos's non-filing of ITR is a crime of moral turpitude. Commissioners Aimee Ferolino and Marlon Casquejo comprise the COMELEC First Division. Both were appointed by President Duterte. Former Commissioner Rowena Guanzon was also in the division before her retirement last February 2. Guanzon made her vote against Marcos public and called out Ferolino for allegedly delaying the decision. But now that she's retired, her opinion doesn't count anymore, according to former Supreme Court Justice Antonio Carpio.
Because Commissioner Guanzon retired already before there was a voting, then that draft opinion of hers will no longer be counted because the decision will now be resolved by a new members of the First Division.
The petitioners say they are willing to bring this up to the Supreme Court should the odds won't be in their favor again.
Sabi natin sa Akbayan, kahit na hindi masyadong favorable sa atin ang desisyong ito ng First Division, the outcome doesn't dishearten us. This is merely a bend in the road. This is not the end of it. This is just the beginning of our struggle to protect our electoral democracy from fraud and impunity.
Meanwhile, Marcos Jr. is happy about the decision of the COMELEC division.
Yes, well, that's of course that is a good result for us, and now maybe we can carry on with the campaign without all of these distractions that were put in the way.
For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
The petitioners in one of the disqualification cases against Marcos Jr. says that they will appeal the case's dismissal. In a statement, lawyer Howie Calleja says they want to exhaust all legal remedies that they can avail of. He added that while the decision of the COMELEC First Division did not come as a surprise, their dismissal of the case casts doubt upon the poll body. Vice President Leni Robredo's camp reiterates that they never considered the disqualification cases against Senator Bongbong Marcos. In a statement, Robredo spokesman Barry Gutierrez explained that from the time VP Leni announced her candidacy, she always intended to achieve victory in the elections. Meanwhile, Vice Presidential candidate Walden Bello appeals to the Supreme Court to affirm, quote, what is clear in the law, that Marcos Jr. has been convicted of tax evasion and is no longer qualified to run for public office. Bello adds that the SC must now show that it's not in Marcos's pocket. On the other hand, Acción Democrático Chairman Ernest Ramel pointed out that the public continues to await the real plans of Marcos Jr. for the Filipinos, aside from motherhood statements that he delivered during his proclamation rally.